Hello and welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. I'm Silver, and as always,
Chaotic.
we have another special guest host, returning host.
We picked up a raccoon on the side of the street.
I thought it was a bird.
We picked up a raccoon on the side of the street
Sorry, right.
that was also selling drugs.
I'm Princess of Trashlandia.
Today we are talking about the Huldra.
We got there eventually.
Pronunciations are hard. Anybody from these countries, please forgive my pronunciations. I think it's technically like Huldra. I just can't make noises with my mouth. It's a creature from like the Scandinavian Swedish area. Its name kind of means covered or secret. There's also other many names it's known for, such as a skogsrå. I think it's skogsrå. And Tallemaja. And skogsrå means forest spirit. And Tallemaja is Pine Tree Mary.
I feel like it just threw a bunch of different names in a hat and was like, it picked 5.
It just kind of changes by the area it's in. So this monster is believed to be a race of monsters known as... So the Huldra is part of the Huldra. And the Huldra is the female version of it. And the male version is the Huldra skull.
Huldra skull.
Are you okay, Chaotic?
No.
It's the way you added a whole other word to it for it to be a dude. The female version was so simple and sweet, and then you got to the dude, and it was like
Okay,
a whole other.
It fits because, like, like in birds, like the females are like bird, and the male birds are birds.
Yeah, but that's just emphasis. This was a whole other word.
I feel like it's the same theory. Males have to be extra.
It was like we were talking. No, I'm right. I'm sorry. It's fine.
Well, there's not much known about the male from what I was trying to look up. Everything just came back to the females. The only thing about the male holders is that they are either ugly trolls that live underground, or they're similar to the females in powers and abilities, but still ugly. Most of the legends about this creature label them as a type of forest warden or nature keeper, like a protector of the forest. Would you guys like to know what it looks like?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it looks like a very beautiful young woman with golden or blonde hair from the front.
From the front?
That's alarming.
From the back, if you were to encounter them facing forward, you would notice that they would have no back.
Why? Stop
Wait,
right there. Why are there so many creatures that have no back?
Yeah.
This is our second one.
No, I feel like there's more.
The Rusalka.
I'd have a penny for every time this happens. And that's not a lot, but it's not normal.
But you'd have 2 pennies.
That's not normal.
I'd rather you have a back and no pennies.
Yeah, I don't like that I keep approaching these things. Can you see through it? Can you see all its organs?
I'm not sure. It says it's like a hollowed out tree trunk.
I'm not a fan. I don't like that.
You might find the family raccoon staying there. That's the part of her that's missing from normal. There is an extra part as well.
Hold on. So, you don't have a back, but you're going to give me something extra. What the hell's the extra?
The extra part if she gains a tail.
Where is she putting it? She doesn't have a back.
Your tailbone's not part of your back. Can you guess what kind of creature this tail is off of? Or resembles?
I'm gonna go with some kind of reptile.
That'd be interesting. Any guesses, Chaotic?
I don't know. It tends to be some kind of large cat or a reptile or something all the time. Like, I feel like there's nowhere in between. It's either a shit-eating rodent or it's a lion, dragon, reptile.
Not quite.
What is it?
Not quite. You hear that?
There's two possibilities depending on the region you encounter the Huldra in. So, the more common one that I've seen in Legends is she has the tail of a cow.
Mm-hmm.
The less common one that I've seen is she has a tail of a fox, kind of like a kitsune.
Okay.
All right.
In some of the stories, she uses the cow tail as a weapon.
Like a whip, or is there choking?
A little bit of both. Yeah, but other than that, she looks like a normal, beautiful woman up front. She will try to hide her looks so that she can seduce men into the woods.
Okay.
And there's many ways for the Huldra to seduce a man into the woods. But before we get to that, it's just noted that the Huldra has both good and bad stories about it, but its abilities are more towards seduction and bringing men into the woods that'll make them lost.
Okay.
And or marry them.
Okay. Seducing or marrying.
Yeah.
At least you get choices.
Pretty much. So they're known for their seductive charms.
Mm-hmm.
They can sing and play instruments in order to lure men in with music. They can put themselves in a glamour to kind of change their looks.
Okay.
Make mysterious whispers kind of happen in their head to bring them further into the forest.
Okay.
Or give them the desire to go on adventures.
So they're the hot cow cosplayer girls at Colossal Con.
Yeah.
With no back, though. To
No
specify.
back and no ears.
Okay.
Just a tail.
Just a tail. Got it.
Mm-hmm. They're also said to have the strength of 10 men.
Oh.
Or sometimes enough strength to bend a horseshoe straight.
Mm-hmm.
And incredible stamina. Before we go into like some of the encounters and stories, would you guys... There is a... when Christianity moved in to these areas, they kind of gave the Huldra a new background.
Okay.
So in Christian context, the Huldra came from Adam and Eve. To be more specific, they were Eve's children.
Okay.
And Eve didn't get her children washed or cleaned up in time before God came to make a house call or a visit.
Uh-huh.
And so Eve took her dirty children and hid them away.
Uh-huh.
But God found them. It's like, if you are hiding your dirty children away from me, I shall hide them away from the world, from man. And so he made them into the Huldras.
I don't know what kind of lesson that is. Go off, I guess. In reality, anytime any of these monsters, myths, or whatever, to go into, like, I guess today's religion, I'm always like, that,
That's how they decided to contextualize them, the admin back then, at least. Time for story time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys want nice stories or bad stories first?
Bad stories and then go into good stories? Oh, you want other way on. You want good stories and the bad stories. Okay. I got you.
So, a story from Sweden. A beautiful lady appeared in front of a young boy who was fishing at a lake. Her beauty dazzled the boy so much that he kind of lost track of thought and lost track of what he was doing. Eventually, he seen that she had a tail sticking out from under her robes. But the boy was taught to always be polite. Instead of pointing out that, hey, you have a tail, he said, "Milady, I see your petticoat shows below your skirt." But since he did not outwardly point out that she had a tail, as a reward, she let him go and told him the best place to catch fish at, which was on the other side of the lake. So every time he then cast his fishing rod out, he pulled back a fish every single time for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So she kind of blessed his rod to catch all the fish. They were also seen to be good friends with anybody that does charcoal burning to make charcoal, as they would watch over the kilns while the charcoal was cooking so that the burners could get some rest, and just in exchange for some provisions every so in a special place. Then they're also seen as protective guardians. So if you were lost in the woods and came across the Huldra, if you were kind enough, the Huldra would lead you out of the woods and away from any treacherous paths. So they kind of helped out somewhat.
All right. I'm waiting for the butt.
But not all stories ended like this.
There's the butt.
A lot of the myths led towards more of the seduction side of things, as they would be out on the road in the middle of the woods singing and playing harps and tempting them into the woods, where they would either force the man to marry her or get them physically lost in the woods. Sometimes when they're deep in the woods, they would give them lots of physical pleasure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And would not let him go until he did the agreement of marrying her.
I'm not necessarily seeing the bad in that, I guess. Back in the day, like, you either get a wife or you get pleasure until you get a wife. I guess the only downside is the tail and the no back thing, I guess.
Well, she would also just keep you in the woods for eternity until you agreed.
Still not seeing a downside.
There's a couple different variations that happen once you do agree to marry the Huldra, though. So the first one's not bad. You marry the Huldra, and then her tail falls off.
Okay.
May or may not close the hole in her back. I did not see anything about that. The other thing that could happen once you marry the Huldra is that she will drop her beautiful woman glamour that she has and will be in, as the notes say, an ugly hag who still has the strength of 10 men.
So it's me?
Shut up.
No.
Play the sound. The you know the sound.
Yeah, I know.
After she loses her glamour and tail, though, she would eventually end up just killing her husband anyways.
Okay.
Then the cycle would start over again.
Hopefully she got some land out of that.
Some stories also include dancing, where there wouldn't be no sex or physical pleasure from the Huldra. She would just make you dance till you drop dead, until you accept her proposal.
Okay.
My question is, who's not wanting to marry this?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Silver, would you marry them?
I don't know.
I would.
There's a bats.
Putting all bag.
I probably would. We're gonna need a new Smash or Pass.
I'm down.
If anyone doesn't remember, at least 99% of the monsters were fuckable. Me and Bats were on that panel.
Yep, I remember.
Oh, it's Kaotic was too.
I see one more encounter story.
Okay.
Of the Huldra, and that was of a lady being charmed into the moonlight, into the forest.
Okay. Equal opportunities.
Yep. She found herself being charmed by the song of a Huldra, and as she walked her way into the forest, she seen one dancing in the moonlight. So she decided to join it and dance with it, till finally she was able to break free from the enchantment. And when she returned out of the woods, several years had passed.
Oh. I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad way to spend your time.
It was like a vacation.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the story states 7 years. I'm not sure how you'd be able to tell exactly how many years at that time, but
Birthdays? I don't know.
I guess moon cycles.
I don't know. Like, imagine going missing in modern day for 7 years, and then you come back and you're like, oh, yeah, I was dancing in the woods.
That's a cult.
It's a cult.
Definitely not a cult.
That's actually part of the Huldra's media, as there's a Huldra movie, and
Oh.
there's kind of a hippies in the woods type of storyline going on, from what
Okay.
I've seen of the synopsis.
Oh, wait, what's the movie?
It was called Huldra, Lady of the Forest. It's from 2016.
Okay.
Oh, that's like fairly recent. Oh.
There's an even newer one that's just called Huldra from 2021. I did not read the synopsis on that one. I probably should have.
Well,
The other media is a Norwegian film called The Ash Lad in the Hall of the Mountain King, which features a Huldra. Then a Huldra novel by Tony DiTerlizzi and the Northlanders comic book series by Brian Wood.
all right.
These are really the only areas in modern media I've seen them, but there's lots of YouTube videos and podcasts and Pinterest photos of them.
Oh, that movie, Thale from 2012.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie. That's about a Huldra. I had no idea.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
Oh, that is so interesting. It is a foreign movie. Yeah, that is they work as like a crime cleanup crew, and they find one in the
Oh.
basement. It's really interesting.
Oh.
It's a good movie. But the whole movie, you're kind of just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's very
Well,
it's very
now
good.
you know.
Yeah.
That's always the best type of movies, though, is the ones that are like, what's going on?
I want to be surprised at every turn. I don't want to know what's going on.
Have you
I don't
watched
wanna predict.
Lamageddon?
Yeah.
I have never even heard of Lamageddon.
Oh, there's a sequel too. There's 2 for you.
There's a second Lamageddon.
No. Silver, tell them what the second movie is to Lamageddon. Apocalypse.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
That's cheesy as fuck, and I love it.
It's a movie that Kaotic and I watched through with Silver, and we loved it so much.
They wanted to leave early through the movie.
We were
didn't
ready to go home.
finished. We finished it.
We ended up finishing that shit, but about halfway
We-
through, I was like, all right,
we
it's time to
left-
leave. And Matt was like, you
we-
can't go anywhere. You
we
can't
left early
leave.
to the alpacas.
Yeah, you did that Midwestern goodbye where you stay for the last half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
you guys like to move on to Mayhem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaotic, want to go first?
I mean, they're not causing any general mayhem to me.
Yeah, it sounds like
I
Sounds
wish
like
they
it's
would.
we'd be all right with it. You know, we'd be vibing
we'd be
it.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they do cause a good general amount of chaos for the humankind. Not like to the point where it's like completely unavoidable, but it's definitely a day-to-day nuisance. Like there's a possibility you're going to be lured and forced to be married to something you don't understand.
That may or may not break your back.
It's definitely giving off click vibes in the school. So I feel like I'm getting like
At first, I thought you were talking about Click the movie with Adam
No.
Sandler.
no,
I was like, wait a minute.
like
I thought so too. I was
like-
like, huh?
I'm going. I was doing with like Mean Girls. Like I'm
Okay.
getting like Regina George vibes. She lures you into the woods. You got to marry her, seduce her, otherwise you die. You know.
Jennifer's body.
Yeah, Jennifer's body, like, you know, that I'm feeling cheerleader in this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling mean girl. I'm feeling succubus.
I would also fuck a succubus, so
So that's where I would place them in the stool, probably.
fair.
So
I'm just gonna say this. We definitely could use them for the 4B movement.
Yeah.
true.
Call out some of these.
True.
Listen, I'm just saying, some things that live in the woods are good for society.
Like, listen, men, there are beautiful women in the woods. Follow us. Come.
What's the 4B?
The 4B movement is essentially right now women just have nothing to do with men because of the toxic masculinity, the patriarchal ideas that are very toxic towards women. Just essentially women aren't being treated right. So they're like, you know what? We would rather be alone. We're not going to give you children. Korea is hardcore in the movement right now. There's a whole generation of first graders missing. Just gone.
Okay.
Because those women did not have babies. And good for them.
I thought it stood for bears because we chose Team Bear.
All the bears over men TikToks.
I'm
Yeah.
picking Team Huldra.
When I was looking up notes and stuff for the Huldra, I kept coming across like symbolism and stuff for the Huldra, and it was also pretty similar to that, as it was
Okay.
possibly, a couple variations, is that the Huldra was stories of women living in the woods, and the people of the village would try and get men and stuff to stay away from these women in the woods, that because there was a bunch of them just living in the woods, which then these stories later became evolved into stories of modern witches.
I'm down. Let me join.
Listen, I agree. I feel like it's like it's a very, not even as a set of rules. I feel like the Huldra has very specific needs and wants, and don't talk about their tail. You know, marry them, dance with them, and you'll probably have a good time. Don't listen or not marry them. That's a you problem.
They just want to have fun and be
Exactly.
respected. Otherwise, they
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
So again, literally, have fun, be respectful. Two very simple things about being a human, and the Huldra won't kill you.
Right.
Sure, things a lot of people should follow now.
Naturally, yeah.
That's all I can remember off the top of my head for there. But as for our college life, like the cliques, not the Adam Sandler movie, like Kaotic was saying, I would think the cheerleader that's also into like the natures in the woods.
The environmentalist
Yes.
cheerleader.
So
Yeah.
Chrissy, before
Chrissy from Stranger Things.
There
me and
we
you,
go. Same brain cell.
same brain cell.
I told you I had to borrow it today. Why are you taking it back?
I was just sharing.
That's about the best place unless we make her like a arborist teacher.
Earth Day. Earth Day mama.
She's got the strength of 10 men. Make her be a weightlifter.
I'd let her carry me around.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the pocket.
Yep.
Technically, you probably fit in the back since there's no back in there. It's like a hollowed out tree trunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd cozy up in there.
There's one story I seen that I could not corroborate. I couldn't find a second source. That she somehow drains her victim's blood and carries that in her back.
Okay.
I couldn't find a second source to confirm this, though.
Is she essentially like a Kappa then? Like, what if the blood... Like, what if she falls on her back and all the blood drains out? Is she dead?
I would assume so. I'm not exactly sure how she would get it in her back unless she could drink it and it's like a straw from her throat back.
Like, just goes... Yeah, I can see that.
I also kind of seen another thing that these stories of the Huldra were made up men of the woods for hunters, fishermen, the charcoal burners who were just too lonely and seen those trees that are shaped like people.
Oh, those are creepy. They freak me out. I don't like them. So those are like past victims?
Could be, or maybe they're Huldras that just solidified, became whole trees.
Oh, that's sad.
Okay.
We'll put like little headstones at people-shaped trees now.
No, you're gonna go up. You know, like how like birds like do those little mating dances. You like I'm thinking like the toothless dragon one, right? Silly
Yeah.
Goofy. You're gonna go one of those and be like, I know.
I'm offering myself. Take me.
I'm kind of also wondering, like Kaotic mentioned in the beginning, and you weren't here at the time, Bats, but this is our second woman that is missing her back.
I remember that because we did that during the Smasher Pass.
Uh-huh.
The was it the lake ladies?
The Rusalka.
Yes.
When you're underwater with them, you can. Some stories say you can see through their back.
I think that's kind of cool.
So we got two of them. But we got one of woods and one of water. Is there one of air?
And fire. I'm gonna say if we have like a set of Avatar backless ladies, I might. That's 4 pennies too many.
I kind of thought of a cool like sticker idea or a t-shirt.
Oh
It's
god.
kind of like the mullet saying "business up front, party in the back," and just have like the very front of be two beautiful ladies on the front of the shirt. But then when you look at the back of the shirt, it's just the hollowed out backs with the cow tail and then like the seaweed like hair of the Rusalka.
I'm into it.
You would be.
And one of those keychains you flip around.
I would like the keychain, actually. That sounds cool as fuck.
If we had Huldras in today's society,
Mm-hmm.
I think we would have a lot more missing people because they would willingly go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I would be amongst them. I mean, I'll come back in 7 years, but...
Well, here's the thing. I was going to add to that. I think in a lot of states, after 7 years, you're legally dead. Like, you can legally declare someone dead after 7 years in some states. Don't ask me how I know that.
Huh.
looks like I'm
Interesting.
starting a whole new life. Damn.
I have arisen.
Yeah, so, I mean, they might be doing you a favor. No taxes.
Plays Aladdin's It's a Whole New World.
But don't, because it's copyrighted.
Yes. Do you think people would be trying to stop this? Would there be a counter Huldra movement?
Yeah, I'm sure there would be.
Yeah.
Because it's... I'm not going to go there. Yeah, there would be.
I know where you're going. I know. I know where you're going with that.
There's always a counter everything movement. So
Yeah.
There would also be a cult that was trying to feed men to these things. So
Bats is one of the leaders.
any other ideas for chaos?
I don't know. I just feel like if we have these in modern, like, not even in the woods. What if they were at like job fairs or some shit?
Oh,
Hold on.
that's interesting.
A PTA mom.
Or like they were in the army and they go to schools to like recruit people. It's all over.
Okay, all I can think now is you know, they're trying to recruit women into the army. It's just a squad of these things, and you send them into the enemy field, and we won the war.
We've won. And there's people handing out pamphlets to come see comedy shows, and you go to the comedy show, and it's just that woman on the stage. All right, you're all marrying me, or else you disappeared for 7 years, and like no one comes out of the comedy club. How ominous is that? I see people go in, but I never see them come out.
So
It
that's a
must be
fucking
gangsters.
DBD monster. But I don't know when that's another DBD monster. We'd all do things too.
it's the way these things are naturally in the woods. And Bats was like, what if we station them at each corner?
They're actually the PTA.
I
You know
said
those
I
mean
said
moms?
PTA, yeah.
PTA.
Okay,
That's their whole dress.
No, okay, so but you know, like the new TikTok trend going around about people at cons with their scary dog privileges, and it's just like the gaggle of people behind them because it's scary dog. It's just it's just this thing with all the men it's taking out of the con.
It's just a whole group of men following this woman with a cow tail.
That's all I need.
But that already is Con. I don't.
So we need to ask them if they're a Huldra.
They're going into like the hotel rooms and they don't come back out. They're missing.
There's
gone.
a lot of cowgirls at cons. I'm telling you, they're
Everybody
real
also
thing.
gets engaged at Con.
See?
Like, all we're doing is further stating.
We know. No, we know now. Now we're gonna disappear because we're on to their freaking scheme.
Oh my god! But think about like all the sports events where people are like proposing. Huldras.
we
On the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Silver and I are never going to be able to show up to Colossal Con or anything. They're going to be like, listen, you motherfuckers.
Hold on. Hold on. I have one last one. You know, you said the dance, right? You know who's really good at getting people to like them at big events like that? Benny the Bull.
K-pop groups. Oh.
Stop!
Benny the Bull has people liking him.
You said K-pop groups, and I was like, "Yeah, Boys to Men." That's not a K-pop group.
That's not a K-pop group.
That's not even like a boy band. That's like gangsters.
Blackpink, Huldras. Girls' Generation, Huldras. EXO, BTS. So I mean, they're men. They could be women in disguise. We don't know.
There was the Holder Skulls are the males.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Hold your.
They have
souls.
glamours.
Yeah.
Is that like Trickster one?
And the K-pop ones, they're very good at putting on makeup. So that's a glamour.
Don't tell the church you can shapeshift.
That's okay. The church will just think you're Eve's unwashed children.
You missed that part, Bats.
No.
It was
Bats was just laughing at that joke. There was meaning behind it, and Bats was just like, "Oh, Silver's just calling somebody ugly and unwashed."
I think you need to tell Bats.
Bats was just rolling with it.
So, for context for that, Christians tried to absorb the Huldra into it, like they did with everything back then.
Uh-huh.
And they said the Huldra is a daughter of Eve, or child of Eve, that was unwashed because God was coming to visit. So Eve hid the unwashed children away, so God wouldn't find them. But God found them.
Everyone was unwashed.
Yep. So God's like, well, you hid them from me. I'm hiding them from everybody else. And that's how the Huldras were made, because Huldra kind of means hidden or covered.
So you're telling me they all got like stinky onion pits? So
Probably.
they stink.
Or
There's
muddy.
a drawback to them. They
smelly.
stink. Okay. Well, I might have some reservations now.
They probably smell like woods more than onions.
I don't know.
You feel like you don't have no spring onions in the woods?
Right.
You don't think there's no
It
onions?
like sweats out through your pores. You just smell like wild onion.
Could be pine trees, being trees. They be smell like pine sol.
That is pine sol and pine trees. Don't smell the same. That's not the same scent.
They're out there eating. Oh no!
Nobody's
You're
been
telling me
lying.
they all look like Sid the Sloth when they're unglamored. The last dandelion of the season.
Not the sloth.
I'm going to the woods and I'm bringing Burger King with me. I'm going to introduce them to some fine dining.
You can't even bring them fake Italian. Maybe grab some Olive Garden or
Olive
something.
Garden,
You just
I'll
oughta-
bring them some breadsticks. That's all they get, breadsticks.
Dude, I bet they'd eat Olive Garden because of Eve's Garden, the Haydn. They'd be like, this is
Hell
like
yeah.
home to me.
Bring them some fresh apples.
No, Bat said only bread.
Only bread. Only bread. Sorry.
Uh,
I'm going to take them to a supermarket. Oh, they're going to die like a Victorian child.
Victorian.
They'll just pass away. The fluorescent lighting's going to hit them in the face and they're going to explode into
Fluorescence.
ash like the Ash Baby.
Silver's like, I've lost the whole podcast.
I have no clue what's going on.
We're never getting it back. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, this is what happens when I'm in people's spaces.
It's okay.
You explode ash children? Or
Yeah. We're exploding Ash Babies.
no.
Huldras, you're done for. You walk into my house, I got that fluorescent lighting, you're done for.
It's the fluorescence.
It's the fluorescence. Damn, you think that they sparkle like the morning dew?
Sort of like 1,000 diamonds in the sun. I guarantee they've got pickup lines like straight up fantastic. I bet it's like Eric level shit. Bella, look, it's a worm. I guarantee it.
I brought you a shiny rock. That would get all the autistics. I'm telling you. They're done for. Me included.
We were done for when we were told we were getting a vacation for 7 years.
Yeah. No, this lady is going to be like, here's my offer. And it's like Big Bird kicking down that fucking door. We ride at dawn, bitches.
No, according to Bats, we're just gotta it's gonna be like Tycoon or Sims. We gotta place one on each corner and just kind of let nature take the course.
It's gonna be like, No Face from Spirited Away.
Yeah.
And how he offers the gold.
Yep.
It's gonna be them, but with shiny rocks. Or bugs. Come. I have many wonders to show you. And it's all rocks.
I was sitting there imagining a lady on the corner of the street with like a rock in her hand. She'd be like, "Do you want this?" I'd fucking take it. There's not a single part of me that would be like, "I can't touch that rock." I'd touch it.
No, like, all right. Brushing into like other mythology, right? When you see a shiny rock or something that's not supposed to be like, oh, it's a fey gift. I'm too smart for that. But a creature that you don't even know, like this woman is saying you don't even was like, "You want a free rock?" You're like, okay.
No, dude, that's the thing, though. That's the problem with me. That's the problem with most of us. If it's a rock, I no longer give a fuck where it came from. Give it to me. I don't care who possessed this. Yeah. I want it.
Yeah.
Now, when they start dropping feathers and shit, that's when you're like, no, you're sketchy. But if this lady walked up to me at the corner of the street and was like, "Do you want this pretty rose quartz?" I'd be like, fuck yes. I wouldn't think about it at all. I'd just snatch that shit and then we're engaged. It's over. You're done. You're sold.
Do you hear that, dudes? That's all you need to propose. A shiny rock.
I'm the dumb bitch that falls for feathers.
Doesn't rings usually have rocks in them anyways?
Really quick. Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem is not responsible for the amount of you who are about to go out with a shiny rock and propose. Because it doesn't mean you get a yes. And it doesn't mean that you knew the kind of rock we were talking about. If you're holding a ring in your hand, you're wrong. Go put it down, grab a crystal, go research it at your local metaphysical shop and get the one that she needs. Guarantee in love. Okay? Yep. Thank you. Still not responsible for any of your relationships. Stop it.
Look into the secret language of flowers. Just saying. Anyway, Silver, you were saying. I'm sorry.
Any more questions on the rock subject? Please email Kaotic at...
No. If I get a bunch of rock emails at my business email, I'm going to block all you motherfuckers. Actually, JK, I'm going to CC attach you to Bird.
No, I'm feathers.
Oh, well, I'll be annoying. They're going to get 10 emails a day.
No, I meant like CC'd to Bird because Bird will tell you exactly what kind of rock you're looking
I can do that. Wrong rock.
You're also getting CC'd to Bats, so Bats can spam you with weird emails.
Yeah. It's all going to be voice notes. I'm going to send them at 4 a.m. Gabadogool.
I have an important fact about the Huldra.
Okay.
I don't know if it was mentioned, and I need to say it in front of the person it's going to affect most.
Okay.
Most of them are gingers. It's the way Bats VTuber.
Goodbye. I'm done.
I thought most of them were blonde.
Nope.
And the Rusalkas were ginger.
In all of these pictures, they're gingers.
What have I told you guys before? Never trust a fucking ginger.
They're really out here to steal our souls at this point.
I told you.
Yeah.
I've said it before.
It just can't be denied anymore. I like ginger cats.
This one has lion feet. I told you lions get involved.
You did.
This one has a...
Is Tamlin a Huldra?
TB a Huldra skull.
Yes. I'm seeing lion's feet. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, no, I need to look up photos.
Whatever it is, I really want this version of it because this thing looks badass.
I am not sure.
This one has an owl on her back. Fucking offering owls? I like that one. That one looks fucking cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yo.
Yeah, there are a lot of gingers.
I'm on my way to the woods right now. I'm not even kidding
Right
anymore.
now.
Yeah, it's weird. All the Huldra on like Pinterest are gingers.
Right?
All my notes said they were blonde and golden hair.
I see a lot of gingers.
Well, golden hair could be like strawberry blonde.
No, these ladies are ginger.
Well, no, I'm saying like when you written like gold, like that's there's a strawberry blonde like being like goldish.
But no, these guys are not. So their description of golden would not equate to this, because this is like red hair.
Do Huldras have like hybrid babies, or do they only have Huldra babies?
From what I seen, I think they can have just normal human babies, because I've seen one or two sources where they said they can actually get pregnant and they'll just come out of the woods to give you your kid.
Okay.
Damn, that sounds like the life to me. Get to lure men into the woods, have all the sex you want, give them their children back.
Yep.
Don't gotta keep them.
I don't gotta keep them or nothing.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up by thanking our patron members of Mondi, Ruby, Mage, and Nuggies. Thank you guys. Any news, Chaotic?
Yes. Bird and I have officially decided to start our book podcast. So there will be yet another branch of podcasting happening amongst the Mythic Gate.
Another gate has opened.
Another gate has opened. But yeah, so we're gonna do it's gonna be basically a book club. Once a month we will announce what we're reading. Everybody's more than welcome to read along with us, and then at the end of the month we will make a podcast talking about the book. So
Contract bound.
Guys, we didn't even finish that.
what did we say? We're gonna start with our Mafia men.
Yes.
So the first book will be the Dante series.
Mhm.
It's the Chicago Ruthless series. If nobody has read it and would like to, we are going to start with that series.
Yeah.
Are we including the fourth book in our first episode?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, so it'll be Dante, Joey,
Lorenzo,
and Kier. So you will want to read all four. Not Kier. What is it?
Carries?
Yeah. Carries?
Carries.
Kier is from Contract Bound.
Yeah.
Carries. I'm not sure how to say it, but it'll be all four that we'll talk about in the first episode. And then we'll get into bigger and scarier things like Akatar, where I make you all hate me.
Yeah.
So
It's fine.
I don't know. When I was on stream, all I did was open my mouth and state 2 facts about Tamlin, and I already converted 2 people.
You did.
So we'll
You've
get there.
technically converted me.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Do you have a estimated starting date, or
I would go ahead and count May the fuck out the equation, or we'll probably have our first episode in
I'll say
June.
next month. Yeah.
okay? And I did see you got our latest chapter out.
Yes, and our newest chapter has released, and I think that's it.
Okay, then Jack with the outro.
Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into.
Keeping that in.
Well, it didn't take long. Got batches.
Well, that was
Your sound
is that
clip?
my sound now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yup.
That was
I know that.
chaotic.
That was me.
Listen, you both make some noises that are questionable. So
I don't know if I'm honored or offended that you just automatically thought that was You can see my face. You could see me going, and
Okay,
you
but-
still were like, it's that one.
To be fair, I do make a lot of slurping noises a lot of the time.